Welcome to a chilly and cold and snowy Colts complex here on West 56th Street. The Colts are 8-4 as we enter Week 14 of the NFL season. And the AFC South standings are as tight as they've been all season long. The Jags and the Colts tied at 8-4 atop the division, staring down the barrel of a matchup this weekend. And the Texans not far behind, 7-5, playing their best football of the season. So obviously these last 5 games are incredibly important, impactful, meaningful, any way you slice it, primarily for the Colts, who have the most division games remaining of those 3 teams. At Jacksonville, home versus Jacksonville, at Houston in these final 5 games of the season. But let's talk about the Colts right now. Obviously the offense has regressed to the mean a little bit throughout the course of this season, starting extremely hot the first 8 or 9 games of the season. Coming now, have lost 3 of 4 games in the last 4 weeks or so. So not where you want to be if the Colts. Obviously, Daniel Jones is dealing with a little bit of a leg injury there with the fibula. And, this Colts offense, again, just kind of having trouble getting the ball to Jonathan Taylor. Maybe not as impactful as he was as the competition increases as well. You got a stout defense in Kansas City. Obviously, the Texans pose one of the biggest threats on the defensive side of the ball in the entire National Football League. So, obviously, as the competition goes up, the efficient performances we've been accustomed to seeing have regressed as well. Obviously, Colts still in good spirits here on Wednesday as they approach this matchup with Jacksonville coming up in Florida, a place, by the way, and it took me a few minutes to get to this, but they haven't won since 2014. If you had asked these guys, Shane Steichen, meaningless to talk about it, not an important topic of discussion when it comes to not having won in Jacksonville since 2014, but it's on Colts fans' minds, right? It's been a house of horrors for the Colts in several different ways, losing in several different ways. So obviously remedying that situation would go a long way to ease Colts fans' minds as far as getting that streak over with and getting back in the win column and kind of resetting here as we head down the stretch of the season. We got a chance to hear from Shane Steichen, Daniel Jones, and some other Colts offensive players as they gear up for this matchup with Jacksonville this weekend.
All right, looking forward to the opportunity to go down to Jacksonville this week. They're playing good football, so it'll be a hell of a challenge for us. One we're definitely looking forward to getting back on the practice field and getting ready for our opponent.
Was it familiarity? How much of the familiarity that Blake has with Brian playing with the decision to sign him?
Yeah, I thought Blake had a really good workout, so we're excited to add Blake to the fold. He's done some good things in New Orleans, and so we're excited to have him. Yeah.
What do you notice about Jacksonville? They haven't been a big topic of discussion nationally this year. What do you see?
Well, I think when you watch them, they fly around. I think they're doing a good job in all 3 phases. Offensively, I think, interesting. Offensively, Trevor Lawrence is doing some good things. ETN's a hell of a runner. They're doing some good things there. And then defensively, Hines Allen, I think, he just broke the record for most sacks in franchise history there. So a lot of good things, a lot of respect for them in all 3 phases. Their return game's good. So got to be on our details. Everything, the urgency, the energy's got to be great this week going down there.
Same practice plan for Daniel this week?
Yeah, he'll be good to go, though. Yep.
Limited to that full.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, he'll be good. We're going to conduct a walkthrough today, so I'll refer to the injury report on that. But, yeah, he should be good to go.
Shane, so much of, like with the kicker, it's I think you mentioned it and even based it, is trust. You've got to trust on how your game playing and all that. How does the kicker that you've not had gain your trust then?
Well, I think you got to do it in practice. Obviously, you watch the tape and what he did in New Orleans. Got a big leg. He does some good things. So we're excited to see him here in practice and then be ready to roll from there.
When you guys made that decision yesterday, and I know the PATs of the last couple games have loomed large with Michael. Blake's been perfect on PATs this year, kind of struggled on field goals. How did you guys ultimately weigh the decision to bring someone in when there's obviously probably not a perfect decision?
Yeah, I know it's always tough when you make those decisions. Like I said before, I love Badgley. I love Badgley the person, and sometimes you got to make tough decisions like that. And we're excited for Blake, and his opportunity.
You guys always talk about it's every week you don't feel momentum, that kind of thing. When you lose 3 or 4, is it difficult to keep the team from feeling that kind of?
I don't, because I think we got the right guys in the locker room. You know what I mean? There's going to be ebbs and flows in every NFL season, and you got to stay steady through the ebbs and flows, and especially when you get in December. Obviously, there's a lot on the line going into December, and we got to play at our best. Our urgency level's got to be there. Our guys are great. Team meeting was good this morning. We're looking forward to that opportunity of going out and improving every week, and every opportunity we get, we got to try and take advantage of.
Is it one of those things where if you get stuck in, we've lost 3 or 4, that kind of thing, that's how you deepen it?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you lose games, you don't want to lose games. You're going to have these games that come down to the fourth quarter. A lot of these games are going to come down to the fourth quarter, and you got to find ways to win them at the end. It comes down to about 3 or 4 plays, these tight games. We've had 5 tight games this year. We've won 3 of them, lost 2 of them, and so at the end of games, we got to find ways to win those tight games. Moving forward.
Can you talk about this streak at all?
What's that?
Jacksonville streak?
I do not. All I know is that we play Jacksonville in Jacksonville this week, and we're excited for that opportunity.
I know you told us on Monday that you expect Sauce to miss some time. Is there any more clarity? Is he definitely out on Sunday, or where are you guys?
Yeah, he's rehabbing. He's feeling good right now, but yeah, he'll probably miss some time. Yeah.
Shane, any chance Anthony returns this year?
I don't know. We're hopeful for that. You know what I mean? He's just resting his eye right now, and when that time comes, I'll let you guys know for sure.
It looks like the forecast is rain in Jacksonville. It's only Wednesday, so who knows? But how do you prepare for that?
You do wet ball drills in practice and stuff with the quarterbacks and the receivers. And going down to Jacksonville, playing there a whole bunch of times, coaching there, obviously, through my career. I feel like it's never a steady rain down there. It might be pregame rain, it might be a quarter of rain, and then it stops. So we just got to be ready to adjust, throughout the game on how that goes.
I've gotten a lot of questions about Anthony. I guess probably because Daniel's hurt, but fine. But can you just get any clarity to what the issue is there? I guess that thing is it takes a while to heal. Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, it's an eye issue, and so we're just waiting for that to get clearance. You know what I mean? Obviously, anytime you're dealing with an eye, you want to make sure he's got full vision in that eye. And he's resting it right now, and once he's cleared to go, I'll let you guys know.
So he's not even prepared to practice yet. I mean, not practice, but
Correct.
do much on field.
Yeah, he's just doing some stuff in the weight room right now, getting back into it, but that's where it's at.
On the tryout yesterday, the guys that you guys choose to bring in, is that Chris? Is that you? How does that?
Yeah, Chris and his staff handle that stuff. Yep.
I know there were some folks that had questions about bringing Justin Tucker in, knowing his background. Why did you guys ultimately want to bring him to the facility?
We wanted to bring him in, talk to him, see him work out, see him kick and stuff, but, at the end of the day, we went with group, and we're excited for group.
Shane, did you get any clarity from the league on some of the calls from Sunday?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. We're moving on to Jacksonville, and, things happen in games sometimes that you can't control, and you got to move on, and that's the way football is.
Does Cartwright have a chance this week or not?
Yeah, we'll see how the week progresses, but he's doing well.
What stands out to you about Kenny Moore, I guess off the field, just how he's wired?
Yeah, I think he does everything the right way. He kind of embodies the character of what we look for in a Colt. What he does in the community with his charity is very impressive. So I can't say enough good things about Kenny, the person he is in the building, outside the building, helping out young kids and the community and all the stuff he does with his charity. Like I said, it's pretty impressive.
You guys haven't really been a big push team. What are the reasons behind why you previously opted in here?
Yeah, I think it's something you got to work at a lot. Some teams do it around the league. Obviously, Philly does it at a high level. I think it's certain looks that you can get, whatever it is, how the teams are playing it. But teams have success sometimes not doing the push as well too, and just sometimes if you're not all up in there, they're not all up in there, and you have success doing it. I don't know. I think there's a lot that goes into it, and I think it's the repetition too. It is hard to rep the QB sneak in practice. A lot of teams, it's a lot of walkthrough stuff that you got to do because it is a lot of bodies banging in there. So yeah, to answer that question, I think it's a team by team basis on how they feel about it.
Was it just involved with the snap with Tyler on?
Yeah, we just didn't get the snap there on that one. Yeah.
Shane, earlier in the year, Daniel was an MVP conversation type, and he's not there now, and not the MVP level is kind of the borderline of where he has to play. But what's changed?
I think it's an NFL season. You're going to have highs and lows, and I think he's still been playing great football for us. Obviously, through the first 8 weeks, he was at an MVP level, and I still think he's playing at a really high level. I think he's top 10 in almost every category still around the National Football League for the quarterback position, and I think he's still playing really good ball for us.
Shane, Alec has just been the guy, it seems like the last few games. What do you credit him taking that to the next level?
I think it's work ethic. I think the way he goes about his business every day, the detail that he puts into the route, the questions that he asks. I think Reggie does a great job with him, getting him prepared each and every week. And he's making a ton of plays. The contested catches, he's been doing that his whole career. But the intermediate stuff, the different things we're able to do with him now, he's taking great strides, in all those areas.
Is there any kind of motivating factor for other guys when they see Daniel go out there, less than 100%, put it on the line? I mean, just how do you think that impacts?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a huge impact. I mean, when a guy's out there dealing with an injury, it just shows the toughness and what he's willing to put on the line for the guys. And I think that shows the guys how much he cares, that he wants to be out there with them and playing, still playing great ball. And so it's pretty impressive to watch.
I think Fox had it where they said like his college roommates created something from 3D printed cast, whatever, to help him with his leg. So that in mind, what are your college roommates up to? Would you trust them with something like that?
Absolutely. Well, I went to UNLV. I'm not a Duke graduate, so there's probably nothing against. I love my alma mater, but Duke, there's a high level IQ there, and so I did hear about all that and how they made the 3D printing stuff for guys and players. I guess there was a couple players there that were walk-ons that were like, hey, what if we do this and create this system? And they've been doing good. I think they're doing stuff for the NBA, and they're doing a whole bunch of different things, with the mask and all that stuff. So it's pretty impressive.
A couple more. There goes you being the commencement speaker at UNLV.
Do you stress or point to any numbers of like divisional importance in a game like Sunday? I mean, to your team, do you point to anything like, guys, the magnitude of this game is here, or is it just?
To me, it's each and every week. I just talk about getting better and executing at a high level instead of talking about numbers. We got a tough task ahead of us. We're going to get their best shot. We're going to give them our best shot. It's going to be a hell of a football game, and we got to go execute.
Find more production on those early downs and be more effective in terms of staying on schedule offensively.
Yeah, I think we just gotta execute our stuff. I think teams will adjust and bring different looks, but just being prepared for them, knowing where the ball needs to go, and executing.
What do you see with Jacksonville on film and just the magnitude of this game too, between not having one there since 2014 and the division implications as well?
Yeah, it's a big game for us for sure. I think we all know that, and divisional games late in the season are always big. So they're a good team, good defense, and do a good job rushing the passer. They create turnovers and make a lot of plays in the back end. So we'll have to be ready to go. It's a good team, but I think with all these games and it's always our mindset to focus on us and being prepared ourselves.
And how are you progressing? Just health-wise?
Yeah, I feel good. I think feeling better every week and continue to listen to the doctors and trainers and do what they tell me to do.
And we saw that, I guess your college roommates made whatever you have to learn your leg. Can you speak a little bit about that relationship you have with them and the trust you put in your college roommates? Because I have a college roommate, he ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm lucky to have smart friends and two classmates of mine, teammates at Duke who are really close friends. And they were starting up that business or kind of really had an idea about it. My last year at Duke, I broke my collarbone at that time, so it was kind of worked out timing-wise, and since then they've built a pretty good business 3D printing those pads and devices. So yeah, it's kind of funny, using one of them again, but they're smart guys and lucky to have smart friends.
What is the process that you have to go through to get something like that made? Is there, what do you use to scan it? What's the turnaround time to be able to get that delivered back to you?
Yeah, it's pretty quick. They have an app, and you can scan it on a phone or iPad and print the pad out. My buddy Kevin actually delivered it to Kansas City. He flew and came to the game and got to see him afterwards. So they can turn around pretty quick.
Do you notice a difference? Do you sense something different with this extra pad?
It's pretty low profile and fits to my leg pretty well. So I don't really notice it when I'm playing.
The one sack you did take on Sunday, is there any benefit to just getting that hit out of the way? You didn't take any sacks in Kansas City. Is there any benefit of just getting that out of the way, having the reassurance that you can take a hit and that injury that I know you guys didn't expect to get any worse is going to feel just fine?
I don't know if there's a benefit to it. Try to avoid sacks. Try to avoid getting hit when you can. And doctors and trainers, everyone is. I've been cleared to play, and I know it's safe. So, I don't think there's you certainly try to avoid sacks and hits.
Daniel, it's kind of crazy when you've got a pad like that. Do you need NFL approval, or is it just something you can use?
I think just something I can use. The trainers and doctors approved it and thought it was a good thought it was exactly what I needed. So, all good.
Was your collarbone injury that they kind of 3D printed something for, was that really the genesis of how all of this came together back in 2018?
Yeah, I mean, I think they had the idea before that. I think I was the first pad that they printed that was played with. So yeah, I guess it kind of was.
From a limitation standpoint, just scrambling outside of the pocket, is that the one area that you feel like is maybe not what it used to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I feel good. I think I'm feeling better every week and continue to do more and more. I think, just being mindful of the injury and doing whatever I can to put the team in a position to win.
And what's the key to getting this offense back to where you were the first, 7-8 weeks of the season where everything seemed to be clicking?
Yeah, I think we just got to execute more consistently. I think when you look at the game on Sunday, we didn't start well enough. We stalled those first 3 drives and didn't get anything going. But I thought after that there was some rhythm and we moved the ball well, executed well. I think it's just about doing that consistently throughout the game and from start to finish playing good football. And first, second, third down, every down's important to staying on track and making sure we're efficient.
I know you wore the Mission 34 cleats last week, and remember it's I believe a former high school teammate, Sean. Can you, maybe for those who don't know, can you explain what Mission 34 is?
Yeah, Mission 34. I had a buddy in high school who I played basketball with who committed suicide in college, and his parents started Mission 34 as a foundation, a charity to spread awareness and educate people on just the mental health struggle, the mental health crisis, and ending the stigma around that. So I think it's a great cause, and I've enjoyed helping when I've been able to, and I think it ties in well to the Irsay family and kicking the stigma movement here with the Colts. So it's been an honor to represent Mission 34. I think they're doing a lot of good work back in Charlotte, where I'm from, and certainly spreading out around the country.
Yeah, I mean, I think really any season as you get later into the season, there's always going to be, the more sense of urgency with less games and, stuff matters a little more because standings and all that with the playoffs coming up. But I think it's kind of the same every week and just focusing on ourselves and making sure we're getting better each day at practice is the most important.
Have you changed anything knowing that you're going to be playing more games than you've ever played in a season before, just like routine-wise or anything like that?
No, I don't know if it really changed. I was lucky enough to play, we played 16 last year, so it's still not a full NFL season, but got a little glimpse of it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just learning and seeing what works for me, this year and then trying to build that in years after.
What does Daniel playing through his injury just say about his competitive nature, his grittiness?
Yeah, I think that's kind of, we're not surprised right in this room. We've seen kind of what he's done since he's been here and the competitor he is and how tough he is. So it's not surprising to us to kind of see him pushing through that.
Do you feel like he said he's getting more comfortable the last couple of weeks with it? Do you guys notice that, and how much does that impact the offense?
Yeah, I think obviously when he is feeling better, it's only going to make us better, right? And he's moving around better, so it's good to kind of see him, progressively get better as we get further into the season.
As a competitor, how cool is the opportunity to have a game with stakes like this, like late in the season? You guys have, 3 division games remaining? Like, the division's going to be decided this month. Like, how cool is that opportunity in your first year?
Yeah, that's it's good to be in that position, right? To have a chance to play for something like that. So going out and executing will be important.
Alec has been one of the go-to guys. What's it been like to watch him the last 4 games?
Yeah, he's been. I feel like kind of all year he's just been getting slowly improving each week and getting better and doing more each week. So it's been fun to watch him. But he's been doing that since I got here and OTAs and stuff. So not surprised by that either.
I got to, take a week off during the season, so I didn't plan on that. But, it's a quick turnaround with flights, workouts, on my 3rd hotel in 3 nights here. So it's, we're just making it work, making the best of it, and obviously super thankful for the opportunity here.
Did you go home last night and you didn't come back?
That's what I said. They're on a different hotel room. We're everything's a little short notice and just kind of going with the flow and like I said, just kind of making the best out of it. So I got some more clothes getting shipped down here tonight, and so we're gonna roll with it.
So you came for the tryout and then went home because you didn't know, and then you came.
I don't know. I've been here since Monday night.
So you came in the snow.
Yep. Yeah. So first time seeing not first time seeing snow, but first time seeing it in a while. So from Missouri, and got some bunch of Indiana family. So been up around here a bunch. But not a whole lot of snow in New Orleans anytime, but especially right now.
Blake, what's the excitement level of just coming to joining this team that's right in the middle of this playoff hunt?
Yeah, it's first of all, it's been awesome to watch this team and everything that this team's been working towards. With everything that's gone on this year with them, and being able to watch that from afar. And so it's been awesome to see this team grow and have success, and that maybe not people didn't expect. So, but to now be a part of it and feel like I'm playing meaningful football, and that we're all working towards something here together.
Have you talked to Spencer at all?
Of course, yeah. Spencer came with me, the year after Notre Dame. I left Notre Dame, kind of was part of his little recruiting process there. So, known Spencer for a little bit, and great guy. Got nothing but good things to say about him. So,
how big is it to be working with Mace again?
It's awesome. Yeah, that really helps with all the change of everything mid-season and all the craziness. It's nice to be able to come somewhere where I have some familiarity, where me and Mace know each other. He knows kind of how I tick. I know how he is, and so I think that will just allow me to be even more comfortable and just kind of hit the ground running.
How difficult was the end in New Orleans? Because it felt like you were kind of the guy there.
Yeah. No, I have nothing but good things to say about New Orleans, especially the city. Unfortunately, I feel like this year kind of snowballed on me a little bit, and so that's the nature of this business. That's the nature of being a kicker, and I know how to be better. But to be real honest, it's not about that place anymore. This is a whole brand new season for me. Everything that I'm going towards is about here. It's about this team, and at the end of the day, it's really not about me here. It's about the team and everything that they've been building towards all year. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Mike, with the mindset of a kicker, where teams will move on quickly if you stumble, how do you deal with it? I mean, and coming in here, where
you worry about me personally. It's always been about my routine. Actually, Mace kind of really instilled that in me. My last year at Notre Dame, and so it's always been about routine for me. You just worry about yourself, worry about your routine. And with me personally, I know when I stick to that and I stay true to it and stay confident in myself, then the rest kind of takes care of itself.
All right, so obviously we want to see this Colts offense get back to its higher performing ways as we've grown accustomed to the first part of the season. It feels like the season has been broken up into a few parts, right? Kind of feels like the first 8 or 9 games really efficient on the offensive side of the ball. Then you're kind of looking at the last 4 or 5 games, not as good, high performing per se, but still getting wins, just not the clip you want, and still being in games. It's not like the Colts getting blown out. They didn't get blown out by Kansas City. They didn't get blown out by Houston, right? They had an anomaly type of game in Pittsburgh, but that kind of feels like where it all began as far as the offensive struggles. All right, let's transition to the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, all eyes are on Sauce Gardner. That's the guy you traded 2 first-round picks for, by the way, if you needed reminding, okay? Getting injured in the first quarter of the game against the Texans. He said it felt like he got shot in the calf. That usually alarm bells go off about the Achilles. However, so we've since learned it is a calf injury. His Achilles is good to go per Shane Steichen, and he looked like he was walking a lot better, and he was in a lot better spirits here at the Colts complex on Wednesday. So I do not think he's going to play on Sunday. There's no question about that. Shane Steichen said he's going to miss some time. How much time? We're unsure. I read that as at least 1, maybe 2 games. We'll see if that's true, but he looked a lot better here on Wednesday, and the Colts need him back as soon as humanly possible on the defensive side of the football, all right? But defensively, look, the Jags, they got Trevor Lawrence. They got a couple offensive weapons there. They're obviously playing some pretty good football right now. We got a chance to hear from Zaire Franklin and Laiatu Latu on this Colts defense going into this matchup against the Jaguars.
The opponent dominating time of possession. How can you guys be more effective as a defense in getting these offenses off the field?
I think it just comes with being better on third down. Time of possession is extremely important. That's something that I really learned the hard way last year. Just the more shots at it you could give our offense, the fresher that we could be, the better we'll play at the end of the game. A lot of times I don't think it's even a fact that we're playing bad defense, it's that we're playing a lot of defense. And I think that's, a lot of that is on us, being more efficient on third down, but that also comes with, winning the early downs to put yourself in a position to be better. So it's something that we talk through, something we're working on, and we'll be better at.
No matter the time of year, no matter the situation, division games always carry a heavy magnitude. But when you especially look at this game on Sunday, the implications that there are, the opportunity to reclaim the division, how much of a sense is we didn't get to this point to not finish what we started and put ourselves in a position to get to the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, this Sunday is literally, all you've been looking forward to all season. Obviously, last couple weeks didn't go the way we wanted, but it's no better opportunity to get back on track than at Jacksonville. It's a game I look forward to. I think we'll definitely get back on track after Sunday.
You've faced Trevor Lawrence a number of times already, of course. How critical is it to keep?
Yeah, he's definitely mobile. He's a capable runner, since college. That's pretty much been his game. They got some capable backs too, but, I think, we can keep him contained and keep the explosive downs and play good on defense.
Zeke, how much have you guys talked about the streak and how much motivation is that for you?
You guys talk about the streak more than enough for all of us. I don't really know how relevant it is, to be honest with you, just because it's a new year, it's a new team, that's a new head coach. It's a whole bunch of new people in here. Every year is a new opportunity. We even got new ownership, so it's a whole lot of new, and it's a year of a whole lot of firsts. A whole lot of firsts going around this year. JT done did a whole lot of firsts. We done did a whole lot of firsts, so first in a while at least. So it's just an irrelevant thing, but I understand it's something to speak on. Was thankful that we was able to give our fans something less to talk about after that week 1 thing. So I guess we got another one to run through this week. So
each one of us has been getting it, but definitely feel them, each game for sure. Yeah.
Good. What do you think about your season so far? Just kind of overall.
I mean, shoot. I feel like we put ourselves in a good spot, being 8-4. I mean, that's not terrible at all. Teams won the Super Bowl, with the worst record, and but. I mean, I feel like we put ourselves into a great position where, looking into the Jaguars, we go and beat them and beat these next teams that's following, and, we're going to be in a great spot. So,
you personally obviously have a lot of big plays. You got the 3 interceptions, the sacks. Do you feel like it's been as consistent as you'd like it to be?
For me, I want to, I feel like I'm a perfectionist, so I want every play to be a perfect play. Somewhere I'm doing something every game, and sometimes that might not be the case. But me personally, I want to be able to do something consistently all the time. So, yeah.
To be playing meaningful football this late in the season, 3 division games left, the division's going to be decided this month. How cool is that opportunity? The stakes are higher. Do you enjoy that? And
I mean,
the sense of urgency's got to be higher. Right?
I mean, no, for sure is, and especially comparing to last year. This year, winning, setting ourselves up for this playoff run. Definitely the sense of urgency and being on top of everything means a lot, and it's definitely fun going into it. So.
Watching 13 Jacksonville, how much do you guys talk about that, and how much do you just want to end it?
You said what?
The streak in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How much do you guys talk about it? How much do you guys just want to end it?
I mean, shoot. Definitely with Lou today, the point was made where, we go out there, we don't lose at all. Especially that, we left a sour taste last year, so, I mean, this year, we definitely want to get it all back.
All right, so obviously this is an important matchup. It doesn't need to be said, but this is a paramount matchup. Just for good vibes for the Colts. They have lost 3 of 4 games. They're on a bit of a skid here. You gotta attack that head on. It is what it is. You are. You haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. And while I agree with these players and Shane Steichen that it does not matter, every single team is a different team. There's something to be said by going to a place consistently year over year over year. This is one of the teams in a division where you're going to visit that place every single year, and you're not winning there. So there's something to be said about that. So winning there would go a long way in the AFC South. It would go a long way for the vibes of this Colts team, and it would go a long way for finally ending this streak and having us stop talking about it. If you want us to stop talking about it, end it. I think that'd be a great idea. So we'll see what the Colts can do. They're 8-4. It's not like the sky is falling, but it's just been a struggle of late. There's no question about that. So we'll see if the Colts can get it done, because they got 3 division games starting with this one in the last 5 games of the season, and the other 2 aren't easy either. That'd be at Seattle and at home for Monday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers. So it is a tough stretch to end the season for the Colts. We'll see if they can get it done. We'll see. If you want to see if they're a real team, these last 5 weeks will prove if they are a real team. We'll see if they can get it done. Keep it locked on Channel 13 on air for our Colts coverage, and, of course, right here on WTHR+. For now, here at the Colts Complex, I'm Dominic Miranda. See you next time.